Okay. Are they both, is that one recording as well? Great. Welcome to the next episode of Historic. In August, in London, there's extraordinary church history. John Bunyan, a man who wrote a book which for centuries was the most published book apart from the Bible, died in London, 1688. John Bunyan was a man who had been uncertain of his own salvation, but there was a time when he felt God say to him, "Bunyan, where is my son?" And he said, "He is at your right hand, O Father." And the Lord said to him, "And can anything move him from there?" And he said, "Of course not, O Lord." And the Lord said to him, "And neither can anyone move you, for you are in my Son." He died in August 1688, and we put up a short video about his life and about the gospel as he had experienced it in this Instagram video. Have a look at it there. But if you'd like to hear more about John Bunyan, again, John Piper's great talk on him is at desiringgod.org/biographies. Outstanding talk. But also, recently, Jacob Tanner has written a great book about John Bunyan called The Tinker's Progress. It's a great little book. And I had the privilege of talking with Jacob recently about that book, and that podcast will be coming out soon. In the present, August was very special for us at Christian Heritage London. We had our first Summerfest. Now, Ken Brownell had the idea that we should do a summer school for years, and at last we did it. It was absolutely lovely. The talks will be online, outstanding and helpful expositions on Romans by Jeff Thomas and Wallace Penn, Nigel Stiles, my dad, Terry Virgo, and Johnny Prime. The walks and talks will not be, obviously, online, but you can come on one of them yourself. ChristianHeritageLondon.org to find details about them. Now, onto the future, making history. I've mentioned Ken Brownell already. Ken, who runs our National Gallery tours, V&A tours, and gives other tours, who used to teach at London Seminary, has written an important book, a book which Michael Haykin has called utterly timely. It's a book called The Titus Revolution, and some are calling it the evangelical response to the Benedict option. What he's looking at is the fact that the Christian movement did change history. And yet, the man who writes into that, the apostle who teaches into the early Christian movement, Paul, was writing to Titus, and what he was emphasizing was the small details of evangelical life. Husbands and wives, families, local congregations, building one another up, elders feeding the people. It's an extraordinarily significant book. Also, it's very timely for London because London is such a divided and such an independent city. And here is a book saying London could be helped by local churches being built up by the gospel. Also this month, London City Mission is having its annual Thanksgiving at Westminster Chapel. These are always rather special events because apart from anything else, so many of the movements that have begun as gospel movements in London have lost their evangelical focus. But if you meet a London City missionary, it is very likely you're going to meet a person who is rejoicing in Jesus, whose roots go into Christ. Some of my closest friends are London City missionaries, and they are not trying to get round the Bible, they're standing on it. So the annual Thanksgiving for London City Mission is going to be being held at Westminster Chapel. The date and details are here. Bless your heart. Look forward to seeing you next time. And remember, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday and today and forever.